All right, man. The NBA had another huge day last night and yesterday afternoon. We're going to talk about a couple of the games, the OT games yesterday between Portland and Memphis and the Houston Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks. But also got a Lou Will story, and also let's start off with Popovich. Greg Popovich and Becky Hammon chose to stand for the national anthem. We talked about Jonathan Isaac yesterday, standing for the national anthem and not wearing it. I missed that he didn't wear a Black Lives Matter shirt, but he didn't. But Becky and Greg Popovich did wear Black Lives Matter shirts. So let's talk about it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, check out our NBA Talk playlist for more videos like this. And Greg Popovich has had a huge track record of, being consistent about racism and calling out Trump. Now, sometimes that's the overplay for the underplay. Sometimes a lot of those racist people, they try to, act like they go hard for us, but behind the scenes, they act like, they really for their own. They against what we fighting for as black people. But like I said before, he's a military guy, and maybe he believes that, standing this disrespecting the national anthem. I'm kneeling this disrespecting the national anthem. Even though Kaepernick sat down with a military guy, he told him that wasn't disrespectful. People forget when Tebow was kneeling and praying and all that, he had backlash. You know what I'm saying? The media accepted it, but he had backlash. But, Popovich has done a lot and been very consistent, as far as the black and the basketball community. So I've never got those vibes from Popovich, but would I be surprised if he was? No, but I just never got those vibes from Greg Popovich. Popovich seemed like a stand-up guy. You don't hear none of the stories about Greg Popovich that you hear, basically some about Rick Carlisle and some other guys around the sport. So, I don't really know how to feel. My whole thing is this. I'm not mad at him. He wore the shirt. He wasn't anti-Black Lives Matter. He stood up, and that is what it is. Maybe he felt like he didn't want to disrespect the national anthem. Me, personally, that's his prerogative. All right? I didn't bash Jonathan Isaac. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Yeah, Jonathan Isaac. I didn't bash him yesterday. A lot of people want to say, oh, you racist or you anti-black if you stand up through the national anthem, you don't wear Black Lives Matter shirt. Everybody don't believe in Black Lives Matter. Do your motherfucking research. They try to say some black people run it, but it's really funded by white people. And they're not making a difference. From my point of view, to this point, it just seemed like it's not even a way of life, like LeBron said. To me, it just seemed like race baiting, damn near. A lot of people might not like that because what are they doing to change? You know what I'm saying? People say in the comment section, well, the protests at the bus station in Montgomery worked. That's an isolated incident. You know what I'm saying? And it worked, but guess what? It's still racism here. And some people believe desegregation was the worst thing to happen for black people. You know what I'm saying? You get the chance to ride in the front of the bus with whites. Want a hand clap. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't like what it stands for. You know what I'm saying? They're not making no difference in any of the black communities. You know what I'm saying? All this do is sound like a rallying cry for somebody to flip some money, wash it, and profit off of it. That's my opinion. People get mad when I say it, but you the same people who not educated on the situation. You the same people that was wearing Gucci belts. Still supporting Kanye, still supporting Curtis Jackson and Oprah. With your H&M outfits on. Tell me, man. People, if you don't stand, you're not really black. If you stand, you're not really for the cause. I ain't seen the Neil, stop racism yet. I ain't seen Black Lives Matter stop racism yet. I ain't seen them to make a dent in there. What really made the change was 4 people getting killed, even more during the quarantine where everybody had nothing to do but focus on it. No sports. A lot of people wasn't at work. So I ain't mad at Popovich. I ain't mad at nobody who don't support Black Lives Matter, who stand through the national anthem. Because my whole thing on it is this. Everybody want to half-ass listen to the video. My thing is this about it. When Kaepernick was kneeling, didn't nobody kneel with him. Only a select few. The NBA chose to stand. Everybody else chose to ignore what he was going through. Now, 2 or 3 years later, history repeats itself with all the killings and the police officer killings, and everybody still asking and begging. You know what I'm saying? They still asking and begging. They still asking and begging the government to do something that the government is not going to do. At some point, you got to take it in your own hands and get it done. And Black Lives Matter is not accomplishing much. All right, but let's move on. Lewis Williams basically got caught up in a lie. He said he was in and out of Magic City to get some lemon pepper wings in my Rick Ross voice. And it turns out that one of the strippers come out and say he was there and got a dance from her. So at the end of the day, man, you know, you can count on somebody out here trying to get their 5 seconds of fame. And we knew Will didn't go to Magic City pick up some wings. He could have DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates it. He went in there and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Of course he did go to a funeral. Somebody lost him. At the end of the day, he went to a strip club where he could have contracted it. I was looking at somebody who was in Houston on social media, and they in the club and nobody wearing masks. They in a strip club and nobody wearing masks, and that's crazy, man. And you know, Lou Williams at least had his mask on. You know what I'm saying, while he was going in there, but he knew what the ramifications was. He was going to have to face a 10-day quarantine. He missed the Lakers game. So did Montrezl Harrell. He had a situation going on in his family, which hopefully he got it, you know, situated and everything is okay. But for Lewis Williams, that was immature. But then again, you know, he could do what he wanted to do. You know, he should have opted out of the bubble if he wanted to chill and party with strippers and eat lemon pepper wings in my Rick Ross voice. But, you know, he was lying to him. I was in and out of the club, this, that, and the third. No, he wasn't. He was in there enjoying his time in the club. You know, when you get out the bubble, ain't nothing but dudes in the bubble and the employees and the referees and all that other stuff. So, you know, for him, I'm not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, you know, they missed regular season. They missed a home court advantage. You know, they could have used them versus the Lakers, but you know, they always gonna snitch. You know what Blueface say, man? Why want to be a pimp and the hoe gonna snitch in the end? That's a fact. At the end of the day, that's exactly how it boiled down. They gonna tell on you in the end. And here she goes trying to get her 2 seconds of fame. Yeah, he got paid for me. He gave me a strip dance, and I gave him a dance, and you know, he gave me this much money. They can't wait to tell, bro. It's just so funny. It's so funny how so many people just so fame hungry. It ain't even no money involved in it. It's just clout. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, headline. You get shared on social media, and that's just how it is. I mean, at one point, you know, remember when they came out with Players Club and it was taboo to be a stripper? You know, now it's no longer taboo to be a stripper. It's no longer taboo to be a hoe, a thought. And you got the proudest hoes I've seen in history. You know what I'm saying? They want to know. They want everybody to know they a hoe. Everybody know they a stripper. There's no more shame in the game. People making a career out of stripping. You know, I'm surprised they ain't start pensions and 401ks for it yet. So it ain't no more taboo. So when you out here doing what you doing as a man, and you might be moving, going to the titty bar, cheating on your girl, whatever you're trying to do, or trying to move, just know that these hoes is proud. They not mad to let your girl, your significant other, know that you out here cheating. They proud to be number 2. But number 2 always want to be number 1. And that's a shame in it. So Lewis Williams, you know, he got caught up in the lie. I'm pretty sure the NBA did the investigation. And they knew he was in there for some extracurricular activities. And that's why he got the 10-day quarantine period. Zion only had 4, you know. But that is what it is. So yesterday we had some really good games. Because I want to keep y'all on. We had some good games. You had, first I watched the Memphis and Portland game. That was a tremendous game last night. I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr. was terrific last night throughout the game. And Ja Morant stepped it up in the second half, and like Memphis might try to pull away. But Dame Lillard and C.J. McCollum was too much for them last night. Melo hit a few big threes down the stretch to send it to overtime, and then it was Dame and C.J. carrying them in overtime. And, you know, Memphis, I expected Valanciunas to do much more last night, especially with Nurkic and Hassan Whiteside in a foul trouble. But you know, Valanciunas is up and got down dude. That's why Toronto got rid of him. But other than that team, you know, that team ain't that talented in Memphis. They young. I like Jaren Jackson Jr. Obviously, I like Ja Morant. Valanciunas can be up and down. Brooks is pretty good, you know. And I think Josh Jackson is really good. He needs to start playing him some more. He had some good minutes yesterday as well, too. But they're an overachieving team, you know what I'm saying? Which they should have won that game yesterday. Ja Morant had an opportunity to ice it in the fourth quarter, and he lost the ball. He didn't really look himself yesterday. He looked a little bit uncomfortable out there, like he didn't really have a rhythm. And like he was scared to shoot the ball. And I know he could shoot the ball, even though he got a set shot. But, you know, Dame and CJ took over. But that's the story. That's the story of Portland. Portland, you know, their backcourt can destroy teams, but it's just when it gets to, you know, other teams that got bigger backcourts that can score too, they just don't have the defense to stop them, man. They just too small as a backcourt as a duo. But they can beat Memphis right now, but they barely beat Memphis. And I felt that Memphis lost that game down the stretch, and Melo just hit some really big shots from the corner wing area to, send to overtime, and Damian and McCollum just took over. So Memphis is still a young team. Needs some more pieces there, but we'll see where they go from there. Now the Rockets and the Mavericks game, they scored a combined 84 points in the first quarter, and they was hooping all the way into overtime, and Harden looked unstoppable. Luka didn't look like Luka last night, but Trey Burke picked it up. Also, Kristaps Porzingis had a big game, and they was hooping, man. And Westbrook was doing the little shit, the dirty work, stealing the ball, getting the loose balls. And Harden was that house character. He was shooting the blood out the ball yesterday. And Robert Covington, he was like 0 for 6, and he hit his first 3-pointer in the overtime to really make that separation last night. But that was a good-ass game, man. Even though it wasn't a lot of defense play, Harden tried to bite down and play defense on Luka down the stretch. And Luka just walked right by him instead of rising up, taking a shot. Luka was get to the paint, looking to pass it out to the three-point shot when he should have just took the straight little floater, straight little layup. So Luka was a little bit out of whack yesterday. Just like Ja Morant, they didn't look like they was in tune. Like they kind of need a little tune-up, a couple more games. But the Rockets and Houston are both, in the playoffs regardless. But that was a really, really good game. The NBA product, and Houston won, by the way, and Trailblazers won. They got some games today starting at 1. But this bubble is better than the NBA regular season right now. And but then again, we ain't had sports in a few months, and I think it's kind of like not eating, food, a certain type of food for a few months. And you finally get out there and you get your favorite type of food. It tastes better than ever. So, great product yesterday. Let me know what y'all think on Popovich, Lou Wills, in the 2 games I spoke on. There was some other games yesterday. I mean, the Magic beat Brooklyn, whatever left for Brooklyn. I think Phoenix ended up beating Washington. Giannis and them, Milwaukee ended up beating, Boston. And Giannis, he didn't have Eric Bledsoe yesterday, but he balled out. So let me know what you guys think about the NBA through 2 days, especially yesterday. Don't forget to check out our NBA Talk playlist. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, share video request. All my social media links are in the description. Want to make a donation, share the videos the best way, but Cash App, PayPal in the description. If you want to make a financial donation one time for the one time, we're gone.